Krishna. Let me see if I can invite someone. Hare Krishna, I guess it's gone. It says it's live. Janaki here. Hare Krishna. I just finished class with Srila Guru Hari, Guru Maharaj, and then watching Johan's class. Hare Krishna, Tom. Could you invite on the Alive? I'm still learning how to do that. After class, I'm always so inspired after class. I'm like a live wire that I just want to get out there and tell everything that I just experienced, but I don't. But I'm being encouraged to do that. So there was just so much given today, and so just like every day, there's so many clear realizations, and then Johan even made it broader with more understanding. And what I mainly wanted to share was what happens in the evenings on kirtan, beach kirtan. So when Guru Maharaj leaves, that's when it should be filmed, because it just blows our minds what goes on. So he's been telling me yesterday before we went on beach kirtan, he said, stop trying to get everyone here to engage them, stop trying to pull them in. Everyone here in India is pulling you into their restaurant, pulling you here, getting you to buy their stuff. He said, don't do that. He says, don't try to engage them. Let Krishna do it through their hearts. So just Krishna directs the wanderings of the living entities. So why are you trying to do this? You personally just sit there and relish this holy name. You just do that. So I still have bad habits to break. So, I see someone looking and I'm like, come. But what happened last night after he left was there's a lady that comes all the time. You see her she comes often, and we've become friends, and so I shared that with her, and so we were chatting last night, and I said, after we were off camera, I said, we're just gonna relish this. We're gonna sing from our hearts just to Lord Chaitanya, just connect within ourselves. So after a short while, we both closed our eyes and we were chanting to Lord Chaitanya so intense. And the tears started to just fall down my face. I was just crying and crying. I connected so deep. And then at one point I opened my eyes and there were all these people around us. Mostly young boys. That's who usually comes, is the young boys. And so I just automatically gave them the microphones and the mantras. And they stayed there and we chanted, and they were so into it, and they just couldn't give it up, and they just kept chanting and chanting and chanting. Some got up and danced. Some just relished the holy name, just relished the holy name. And I know that their lives will never be the same because they truly engaged in Lord Chaitanya's sankirtan movement. You, me, we don't have anything to do but to just do. Just give the holy name freely. Yesterday in my reading, it's better to give, that by giving the holy name is sankirtan. It benefits everyone, the birds, the trees, the insects, the living entities, everyone. And bhajan is when you chant alone to yourself. So last night, these boys were so ecstatic, and I could see how Lord Chaitanya really is directing the wanderings of the living entities. And he truly does give you what's your heart's desire. And so I realized that you really have to check your heart. What do you really, truly want in your heart? Do you want to connect with Krishna? Or do you want something material? Because he will give you what you're wanting. It's very rare, but it's so free, and it's so freely given. Lord Chaitanya gave us this. See, now I'm all nervous because you showed up, Maharaj. So I wanted to share about Sankirtan last night and how that realization came that if you connect with Krishna within your own heart, that's when it's given. You can give Krishna when you're connected, but just by trying to engage them for their benefit, they'll come on their own. We don't have to do anything except do what it is that we're doing. And I just wanted to say a few things briefly that I felt in class today. That until you admit that you're in prison, we're imprisoned in our own mind, with our own thoughts and our own misconceptions. Until you admit that you're really imprisoned by these things, you can't get out. And you need the warden to get you out of prison within the material world. So within the prison, within your own self, you need the guru. You need a living guru that you can talk to, that sees what it is your needs are to get you out of prison. I'm so grateful that Srila Gaura Haridas came into my life and is freeing me from the prisons of my own mind. Because once you're free, you're free. He holds the key, but you're the one that has to walk through. It's like if you have a disease, whether it be cancer or just some disease within your body, and you hear about a doctor that has the cure, and it's proven, he proved that he has the cure, and if you do this, this, and this, you will be cured. So you would go to that doctor, and you would take you would do whatever it was that he told you to do because you want to be free from this disease. Well, my disease is misconceptions and misunderstanding. I've been doing a spiritual path mostly all my life. And everyone claims they have this. I went to this place, this place, this place. That's the journey of learning. But then when you find the doctor that cures that disease, who is the guru, who is living now and can cure you now, you just go to him and you surrender. And what does surrender mean? Surrender means you give up all those misconceptions. You have to give up those things that don't work anymore, so you can really understand and receive. Sometimes it's like a glass of water. If you keep pouring the glasses full, you can't put in anymore. So we have to take out all this stuff within us so we can put more in. And the best way to do that is through the tears, crying to be emptied, beg to be emptied of all these misconceptions, because they don't work for you anymore. And then you get filled with the things that do work. Knowledge is knowledge. But bhakti, love, is love. So we put in so much knowledge. Now we have to let the bhakti flow. Full of knowledge. That knowledge filled us. But now we have to release that knowledge so we can love. And those of you, Prabhupada disciples, you Prabhupada disciples, you don't think you need a Shiksha Guru? You think that's enough? You think, oh, the books can give me everything. But everyone needs a Shiksha Guru. And if there's someone here that inspires you, why wouldn't you hear from them to help you? And why everyone criticizes Srila Gaurahari? Because they don't know him. They never dove in to really hear. When your ears are so full, you can't hear anymore. And why would you criticize someone on a journey searching to know, and then finally they find it. They find it and it works, Just like that doctor found the cure for that disease. It works. This works, but you have to take the prescription. I always think I'm preaching to Prabhupada disciples because that's who I've been surrounded by most of my devotional life. So I have two strikes against me. I'm a woman, and I'm not initiated by Prabhupada. So they can't hear from me because I don't meet up to their standard. But I have something that you don't have. And you'll never have it. You'll never have it until you listen in the right place. And the right place is with Srila Gaurahari. He changes everything. It just doesn't become knowledge in your head. It becomes love in your heart. I'm finally, after all these years of searching, I'm finally feeling the love of Krishna within me. And until the tears flow, it's just like the scriptures say. You can't have Krishna until you cry the tears. The tears cleanses away all of our misconceptions, all the misunderstandings. And Krishna is in your heart, and if you really want him, he's going to give himself to you. And I see that every day. It's becoming so clear. It's so clear. So those of you that are on your spiritual journey, just know that you don't know until it's in your heart, not your head. Head is knowledge. As one surrenders unto me, I reward them accordingly. And all Krishna wants is our love. He just wants our love. We're looking for love everywhere, in people, places, things, animals. Where can I find love? When you find Krishna and he awakens in your heart, that's love. Then you can truly love. Until then, love is just a word until it's felt. We feel temporary love with each other, but real love is when you love Krishna and you know, then you can actually give your love to others. Guru Maharaj always says, how greedy are you? How greedy are you? We know this whole world is run by greed. Greed for money, greed for fame. Greed, greed, greed. If you become greedy for Krishna, you don't think he's going to give himself to you? I am so burned out on this material world. My journey has taken me to the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. And finally, it's all there in Krishna. When you have him, your search is over. You don't have to search for anything anymore. It's all complete. So until we realize that we don't know everything, and Krishna even says he doesn't even know his unlimited power, his unlimited knowledge, it's forever increasing. And until you realize that you don't have it all, and you start to hear in a submissive way, because if you hear it with a challenge, or that you already know, or I'm thinking of something else that I need to say to clarify this, or that's not submissive. You just hear what they're saying, and then see if it rings in your heart as a truth, or is your head just going to reject it because you don't want to surrender, because you're not as greedy as you think you are. We have had so much poison put into our being since birth. You have to do this, you have to do that, you should do this, you shouldn't do this. If you do this, do that. So many misunderstandings, so much wrong information that you hold on to as a truth. But these tears that come out, it's releasing the poison, all that poison that's been put into your head and your being. You cry to Krishna, you just cry to him, and the poison's released. The poison just comes out. And then once that poison's out, then you can become whole. And then you actually have something to share. You have something to give, which is what you're looking for, which is real love, real bhakti for Krishna. Anyway, I don't know how all this came out. It's so not what I wanted to say. It's so not what I wanted to do. But this is what you got. when you hear from me, you get what you get. If you really want to hear the truth from Lord Chaitanya, the entire parampara, if you really believe in Prabhupada and his teachings, then just give an ear to a shiksha that's here now on this planet, giving us the understanding that Prabhupada wrote in his books. We think we understand. I thought I did. I read Prabhupada's books. I still read Prabhupada's books. And now, finally, because of the mercy of Srila Gaurahari, I'm understanding what Prabhupada's saying. I hear Prabhupada speaking through him because he doesn't say anything that's not in Prabhupada's books. He doesn't change the words. He doesn't change it. He just clarifies it, makes it so clear. So my request is that we just hear, knowing you don't know, and then you will hear. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much. Srila Gaurahari. Hare Krishna.